You say that Obama shouldn't attack McCain, but I want to play a clip for you this week of Obama ridiculing McCain's claim that he is the agent of change. Take a look.
John McCain says he's about change too. So I guess his whole angle is, watch out, George Bush, except for economic policy, healthcare policy, tax policy, education policy, foreign policy, and Karl Rove style politics, we're really going to shake things up in Washington.
When Obama and his camp talks about Karl Rove style politics, they mention things like the McCain effort this week to make a big deal about lipstick on a pig, and to say that Obama was smearing Palin. They say it's diversionary tactics. First of all, are you complimented or insulted by the reference to Karl Rove style politics? And secondly, do you have any problem with what the McCain people are doing?
Look, I demand a royalty. Every time they mention my name, when John Kerry stood up at the Democratic Convention and used my name 4 times, I ought to get a small royalty, maybe a 25 cents per mention, a buck per mention. I mean, please, it's my name. Stop using it without my permission.
I think you're a public figure. But in any case, do you have any problem with what McCain is doing by, for instance, saying, which a lot of people thought was kind of made up, that Obama was smearing Palin?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I do think that the lipstick remark was an inappropriate, and maybe it was unconscious, but it was a deliberate slap at Governor Palin. The only time this word has intruded in recent months in the campaign was in her self-deprecating remark at the convention. So for him to use the lipstick remark less than 2 weeks after she used it struck me as too much of a coincidence not to have been a deliberate attack. But look, both campaigns are making a mistake, and that is they are taking whatever their attacks are and going one step too far. We saw this week, for example, in the Obama ad, where he makes the point, a legitimate point, that John McCain came to the United States Congress in 1982 and that he has been a long-time Washington insider. But they then say he doesn't even know how to use doesn't send email. Well, this is because his war injuries keep him from being able to use a keyboard. He can't type. It's like saying he can't do jumping jacks. Well, there's a reason why he can't raise his arms above his head. There's a reason why he doesn't have the nimbleness in his fingers.
All right, and for fair game, what is McCain doing that goes a step too far?
McCain has gone, in some of his ads, similarly gone one step too far and sort of attributing to Obama things that are, beyond the 100% truth test. They don't need to attack each other in this way. They have legitimate points to make about each other that are beyond...
Real quick question, 30 seconds. Do they need to be 100% passing the truth test? In other words, when you were running Bush's campaign, did you care whether some fact-check organization...
No, and look, you can't trust the fact-check organization, with all due respect. They're human beings, they're individuals, they've got their own biases built in there. But both campaigns ought to be careful about, there ought to be an adult who says, do we really need to go that far in this ad? Don't we make our point, and won't we get broader acceptance and deny the opposition an opportunity to attack us if we don't include that one little last tweak in the ad?
Karl Rove, thanks for coming in.